Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whenever you happen to be watching. This is Risco in Tokyo coming at you with some more Binding Isaac Rep, baby. Oh, Quill, how you doing? This is Quill coming at you live from Reese's chat. It is wonderful to see you, and thank you so much. That was really... that meant a lot. I really appreciated that an awful lot. Yes, but it is wonderful to see you. I hope that life is going well for you. I hope it's not giving you any more shit than you feel like you can deal with at the moment. Because, you know, dealing with shit is, like, hardly ever fun. If you're able to deal with shit with, like, a flamethrower, then it can be fun. Oh, well, I mean, of course I'm gonna help you out. Yo, that's what we do. That's the thing that we do. I lost that streak on this file because I forgot that the playing for fun file was file 3. And this is in fact file 1, which is our playing for stream file. And yeah. So that nice streak that we had going is gone. So we're gonna start off with the Tainted Bone Lord, which may be fun. Hopefully is fun. I'm in a very good mood tonight. A little bit of a tough day teaching, but I didn't have a second shift, so I'm a bit less worn down. That's really good to hear. Both the feeling a little bit less worn down, but... Hello, Brain Meats. Floppable! It's wonderful to see you. I hope you're doing well tonight. I, like, completely just the brains. Because I was going to say, it's really good that this, the teaching is going well for you. And then I realized that's something that you've mentioned in other streams, and it's something that you've mentioned, like, in DMs, but you didn't mention right now, so it felt weird to say. Hidunda, also wonderful to see you. I hope that all of you are doing great. Hope that life is not giving you any more guff than you want. I'm not, like, I know contextually what guff is, but I don't know that I know the actual dictionary definition of guff. Like, why guff is guff? I'm okay. A little tired and sleepy since I cut down some trees today. Okay. Well, first off, if you need to rest, if you feel like you want to bounce early to get some extra sleep, please don't feel like you gotta stick around. You're always welcome to stay as long as you'd like to, but, like, definitely your health comes first. But also, when you say that you cut down some trees, is that, like, actual factual trees, or is this, like, a euphemism? Because I feel like there's all these, there's slangs and euphemisms that I just don't know. Because the kids today, oh my god, you got to use a chainsaw? Chainsaws can be fun. Not always, but chainsaws can be fun. Flopple got some PowerAid powder, and it's been a huge help. Ooh, that is good. I remember that y'all were talking about the PowerAid the other night. Glad that you're able to find some. Oh, it's Spider Butt. Yatta! Spider Butt is such a crap item. It helps with spironolactone and electrolyte issues. Y'all were saying that. I should keep that in mind, and because someday that'll be information that I will need. Verb? And also, I should probably find out what the Japanese equivalent of PowerAid is. It's probably PowerAid. I've shilled Gatorade to my partner too. I mean, I hope that the Gatorade was the Gatorade company, the Gatorade Corporation Limited. Were they paying you? Pocardi Sweat is just like, it's not very good though. I kind of hate it. You know what? what? I'm gonna do deals with the angel. That's what I'm gonna do. Drank some mixed with a full bottle of water after a hot day today. Probably part of why I'm feeling good. You know, hydration or power hydration, power hydration. But it's next to godliness, not actually cleanliness. That's bullshit. God's got nothing to do with cleanliness, but sweat harvested from only the finest Bacardi. That's, I mean, it kind of tastes that way though. It does actually taste vaguely of sweet sweat. And that's just gross. It's just that combo of hydration and a little bit of salt to help with diuretic element of Speedo. Gotcha. So you could, I mean, you could make your own, I guess? If you had a little bit of salt and water? Wait, but hold on a second. Hold on a second. I thought we're not supposed to be drinking the salt water, right? Like, that's the whole water everywhere, but not a drop to drink think? You can drink, you can make sports drinks. Probs don't drink raw salt water. See, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking maybe just drinking in the raw was maybe not what you want to be doing. I don't even remember what this boss's name is. I don't remember, like, any of these boss names. Diuretics can mess with your electrolytes, so yeah. And I do kind of live on coffee, so I should probably be drinking pure electrolytes anyways. Not any of them impure electrolytes. We want no lewd electrolytes in our house. Hidden says we would have probably drained the oceans if salty water was good for us. I mean, we're probably gonna end up doing that anyways. That feels like a thing that humanity would do. Flopple says it's also why I used to chug a Gatorade after every concert I went to. Beer and moshing is a brutal combo. When I was moshing, I wasn't much of a drinker. And then when I got to Japan and became a drinker, then I didn't have access to moshing anymore because it's just not really a thing that's done here. Quill says, making my lunch for tomorrow. Is it like, are you doing a bento? Is this like a straight up box lunch? Because that sounds awesome and homey. Like a homey in the not like in a rap star kind of way, because that would be weird. Oh fudge. Right, the bombs are always under the... Disco, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what was that play? What were you even thinking there? Made some pickled carrots to be part of a salad. I like that. Homie in a Homer Simpson way. Possibly? Oh, Des, it is wonderful to see you tonight. I hope you're doing very, very well. Please, by all means, lurk if you need to, and say hi and give my regards to the kids. I hope that they are extremely well and or Genki. I mean, I guess this is kind of like the same thing, but I hope that they have an excess of Genk. Why does... I feel like that reminds me of a thing that I needed to say and then just did not say. This run is so smooth, it's just silly. It's like butter. I think that's good. I'm pretty sure like smooth like butter is the thing that we want. You know, I'm gonna take a moment. That was supposed to be an item room. I feel like we got cheated. We have so much money. Where is my game? You gotta give me a shop. You gotta hook my my butt up? Actually, no, this sucks. So that's why we're gonna do it. But it does suck. We don't really want range with our Bone Lord. You're just not gonna give me any shops, are you? I hate that. Maybe we'll fight. Maybe we'll do the Beast. Because I kind of like the Beast, and I feel like we got a run that'll beat the Beast like a drum. Actually, that's probably overstating the case. Why do you keep giving me range? What is this? What is this joke? Why do you tease me like this, game? The rudeness. The absolute rudeness, I swear. And we got Curse of the Question Mark again. Because that's a suck. I hate that. This character is a lot of fun to play. I'm a big fan of Tainted Bone Lord. They're really weird. And I really enjoy like tainted characters where their gimmick is interesting and is something that sticks around for the whole run. Oh, for really now? A lot of the tainted characters are just kind of annoying, and a fair number of the tainted characters are like, their gimmick is interesting for a little while, and then just because of the items that you end up picking up over the course of a run, it just kind of stops being a factor. Like, Dark Judas is really cool. Dark Judas's whole "I've got a knife, I'm gonna stab you" thing is nifty. Don't get me wrong, but once you've actually got like a decent amount of damage and some good tier effects, it's easy to forget that they have a knife. You wouldn't think. You would think a knife would be so cool, but it turns out that it's actually just kind of a pain in the butt. But Tainted Bone Lord is always Tainted Bone Lord. Like, you've always kind of got to deal with their shit, and I like that. But then I also like Tainted Eden, and nobody likes Tainted Eden, and I don't understand why. I mean, I do, but they're still super fun. Maybe we'll do a Tainted Eden run tonight. That could be funny. Oh, a deal with the devil, eh? I suppose that this all sucks. Why, Satan, why you gotta be like this? Sometimes, you know, Satan is just rude. Just the rudest of the Dark Lords. That wasn't what we wanted. That wasn't what we wanted at all. My only reference point is the bullet in Enter the Gungeon. It was such a weird but great change from the other characters. Like, the bullet's got the sword, right? Can the bullet equip other guns? Okay. It's been so long since I played Enter the Gungeon. And the sword kind of acts like Casey, where you can block shots with the sword. I was terrible at using Casey. I think it was something about the charge that just always threw me off. Oh, Pancakes! Wonderful to see you. Doing fairly well. Kind of exhausted, to be honest. We were super busy today. I was in the Shibuya location, and Shibuya is always super duper busy. Casey was pretty unwieldy, to be honest. I don't know, like, Kronos always made fun of me when I died with Casey. So I just kind of assumed that Casey was all that in a bag of chips. I played enough Atlas games to know Shibuya is a lot. Shibuya is a lot, although... Why did I take damage there? I think I was playing silly. The place where my shop is not in the area that usually shows up in the Persona games. Sadness? Sadness? Sadness is okay. I'm fine with Sadness. It's actually not too far south from that area. I played enough Persona 5 to know Shibuya is large. Shibuya is large. There is a lot to Shibuya. Persona 5 actually kind of undersells like how big that neighborhood is. I've been to Shibuya. I can't remember it though. It's been a while. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't really like Shibuya that much. Like, there's just, I don't know. I would say that I would appreciate it more if I was still drinking, but even then, like, if I were still drinking, I would just hang out in Golden Guy, because Golden Guy is actually really interesting. I know Shibuya's got the, what is it, the 109, but I ain't never got no money. But that, like, that particular shop is just, it's always super, super busy. Eden's Blessing or Dark Bum, because they're both really good. I'm gonna go with Eden's Blessing for the goofiness, and do I want to do Boss Rush? I kinda do. Shibuya 109 building is the first Tokyo Mirage Sessions dungeon. Okay. Tokyo Mirage Sessions is like Shin Megami Tensei stuffs. Oh, by the way, I should hopefully be getting, hopefully soon be getting a manga volume in the mail, likely in November. Ooh. What manga are you picking up? It's the SMT Fire Emblem crossover about J-pop idol. What? Okay, so Floppable, so the thing is, like, I understand every word in that sentence, and yet it's just, it makes no sense to me. Like, isn't Fire Emblem, isn't that like high fantasy bullshit? Yes, it is. And Shin Megami Tensei is distinctly not high fantasy bullshit. Unless I miss my... Ooh, Nichijou! I hope that you enjoy that. I remember really enjoying the manga and having fun with the anime, but watching the anime at a time that I had like no concentration to actually sit down with it. I know that it's one of Kronos's top picks. So hopefully you'll have a really good time with that. You have Fire Emblem characters as your personas. That seems like, I mean, okay, possibly unfair on my part because I don't know any of the Fire Emblem characters, but that feels kind of weak. I mean, just considering, like, you've got Mushroom Cenobite in Persona. What do I want? Some dude with a sword? I mean, granted, you also have dudes with swords as Persona, so it does have that dog biting scene that's just gold. You have Tharja. I have no context for what a Tharja is. Are they lethargic? Okay, that wasn't even really a joke. That was just a couple words that... Goth Witch Lady. I love that! I love that very much. That is an aesthetic that I'm down with. Also, I'm really appreciating the fact that my kitchen light, which is the only light that actually lights my apartment, is dying just in time for Halloween. It's like streaming in the middle of Silent Hill, but with far fewer mannequins. And I feel like that's a thing that I should rectify, except my apartment does not have any space for mannequins. But I would super hook up my apartment with mannequins and bob wire if I had that option. In December I should be getting the K-On! Complete Omnibus, which is like 36 bucks for all 4 volumes in one. That's a good price. It does sound like a good price. And good thing since I've seen K-On! Volume 1 go for 60 bucks. Wait, what? What? Like, K-On! Is still in print. Why isn't it? It should be. Why would K-On! Also, Tokyo Mirage Sessions has a character who is a play on Marty Friedman from Megadeth. Oh my god! Barry Goodman, who was once in the band Terrordeath. Oh, okay. Okay, that's pretty funny. And as far as I know, like, I don't think Marty Friedman's got any shit on him. He just seems to love Japan a lot. I know that he's done a lot of Japanese TV. And I think he's fluent in Japanese. Moved to Japan and collaborated with a lot of idols. That's so weird, Pancakes. I would like... I mean... It wouldn't be helpful because it wouldn't be in English, but like... I would definitely just send you a copy of, like, K-On! Because I'm pretty sure that you get, like, the whole darn thing for... I mean, I'm not gonna say chicken feed, but, like, MSRP? Otherwise, for me, life has had its moments, especially more recently, but it's been pretty good. Pancakes, I'm really glad to hear that. I had to do, like, okay, I'm sorry for the weird pause there, but, like, because Quill just said something right before you did, and I had to do the double check that I wasn't reading Pan twice and misattributing the statements. But Pancakes, I'm glad that life has been, recently pretty good. I'm sorry to hear that you're having a couple of moments, but, like, hopefully they've passed. And Quill says, Japan-a-lot is a city King Arthur would rule if you were a weeb. I mean, yeah, that tracks. Honestly, I feel like that would be... There should be a weeb bar named Japan-a-lot. King Arthur studied the blade. I hate it. I hate it so much. Oh yay, we got 360. Do we want to fight? I think we do want to fight the beast. For its moments, I should clarify that they're good moments. Ooh, I am a fan of good moments. That makes me very happy to hear. Could you come here, Blood Puppy? Thank you. Blood Puppy's with the OO mouth, and I hate it. it just teases. What? Just flat what? I keep on feeling like I have things to say, and then I just totally forget. Flopple says Marty Friedman's been living there for many, many years. Okay, because that's what I thought, and then I started second guessing myself, and I was like, but does he live here, or did he just fall in love because he's a weeb? So I'm glad that my first thoughts were the correct ones. Also, living here is probably about as far as one could get from Dave Mustaine and still be on planet Earth, and that's only for the best. I don't think anybody needs to be particularly close to Dave Mustaine. What did I gulp? Oh, okay, that's fine. Oh shoot! I need to do a bunch of Isaac runs so I can get... I need a clip of Retrovision, but taking Retrovision as Maggie, because I was playing Nier Automata? What the hell was that pronunciation? I was playing Nier Automata the other night, and I got the, where you've taken so many EMP blasts that it turns your screen into a CRT monitor, and I wanna like I wanna do like a couple second clip of taking a Retrovision pill as Maggie, and then when it fully pixelates, cutting to the CRT effect in Nier, and then that'll just be my shitpost. Flopple says, and I for one think we should all be as far away from Dave Mustaine as possible, unless it's to punch Dave Mustaine. Metaphorically, of course. Oh, I mean, like, I totally support punching Dave Mustaine in a non-metaphorical, like, standpoint. I'm absolutely down with that. I mean, I think that you'd have to be prepared to take a punch from Dave Mustaine, and I've got a feeling that he's probably at least got some arms on him, but he is a massive douche, and he deserves to be punched. Why do they always give Keeper sack when it just like is not going to help anymore? Never trust someone named for their need to stain clothes. Well, I mean, better him staining clothes than staining My Purity. Because My Purity is a great song, and if Dave Mustaine ever covered that, it would... like, it would be, I think, deleterious. And now I want to listen to Sponge. I want to listen to Sponge so hard. But not New Pop Sunday. Because New Pop Sunday is... okay? But... oh! 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 Pancakes! Yes! Congratulations! I will remember this, and I will make a note. That's the thing I should make a note about. Although I'm probably not like to forget. She says, you know, but, she does forget even the important things way too often. I'm really happy for you, Pancakes. I don't know what help any of us can be besides just being supportive, but I can speak for myself, and you've got all the support that I can render. Oh, Ouch! I have made a note. Quill says, I thought you meant your own personal purity, and I was like, yeah, Nisa's purity should be protected. I mean, like, Quill, I kind of feel like the ship has sailed on my purity, my own personal purity. Like, I think that, yeah, we missed the chance on that one. Well, we appreciate you, Pancakes. It's, you know, it's all... Gender's is a big, confusing mess sometimes, and getting to kind of a point of more self-knowledge is a really big deal. So yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Des says, oh my goodness, I just got a call about my car service. £350. Up 50 pounds. Everything has gone up so much this year, I'm actually having to be more picky when shopping. Well, I mean, you should be using Geico. Honestly. No, I mean, not honestly, because, like, I don't know anything about Geico except that they've got a funny lizard. Folks say gender's a spectrum. It's more like a screaming void filled with infinite horror and probably tentacles. There is no escape. I mean... Okay, you're not, like, wrong. But also, I'm gonna say, interspersed with the infinite horror is the sublime delight of self-knowledge. And that's really big. I'm big on that most times, but not always, because sometimes self-knowledge does kind of suck. Des says inflation is way too high in the UK. It's like, I mean, yeah, everything is a fuck as far as economies go, Des, and I very deeply feel your pain. I got my electricity bill, and like my last 3 electricity bills have been like 20,000 yen, 18,000 yen, and I think the lowest was 11,000. And it's like, I don't do anything in my apartment. I'm not like running a frickin' whatchamacallit, like a Bitcoin mine or anything. Like, I run a fan. I do some streaming. I look at my computer a little bit, but like, not that much. And it's like really become an issue. Flopple says, there is that. That's at the end of the Horror Tentacle Void, and is still a part of the Horror Tentacle Void. I mean, we all know my personal feelings about horror, so I mean, it's not like that's a turnoff. Flopple says, damn, my average electricity bill is $50. Solar panels make a huge difference. Like, the bills in Tokyo, in Osaka, my electricity bill was not perfectly stable, but generally pretty stable at about 8,500 yen, including internet, a month. And I came to Tokyo, and it has just been absolutely absurd. Like, not even a joke. TEPCO's prices are... I have no idea how they're getting away with this, but... And basically, everything is going up. Like, food prices are going up. Utilities, they're all going up. Except for wages. Wages aren't going up. Those are, you know, they're pretty static, as wages tend to be. It's very... Like, I don't want to get too deep in the darkness. Not necessarily for my own well-being, but I just don't want, like, everybody to get scared. But, like, it's worrisome. Not, like, even just on a personal level. Like, it's... The way that things are hashing out with how things cost is just... It ain't good. It ain't good. Des says installing solar in the UK costs around 20k. Holy shit! I mean, I don't know what solar would be, like, what the average price in other places are, but, like, 20k is just... To me, that's just an absurd number. I can't even imagine that. Pancake says, I don't know our electricity bill, since I still live with my parents as a teenager and they don't disclose that info, so I can't really say much about this. That's okay. Like, don't feel pressured that you gotta. A household of 4, 4 times water electricity usage here. That's, yeah. Is Isaac's dad plowing into the casual ableism? I do not want IBS, which is one of those phrases that just feels like of course, but I do not want the item IBS because it is trash. It is a garbage item for garbage people. Could we stop taking damage? Because if we lose this run, it will be purely because I've thrown it away. This run is silly good. I am kind of cheesed off that we haven't gotten a single payout from Virus. Because this is the perfect character to have Virus on, because they always do contact damage. In case you're not like an Isaac head, Virus is an item that applies the poison effect to enemies on contact, and if enemies die while poisoned, they have the chance of dropping black hearts. But most of the time, because you take contact damage, it's kind of like hard to get Virus to work. But this character, because the body and the soul are separate, and you're using the body as as your attack, you're basically always dealing contact damage to enemies and not taking damage from doing that. So not Virus, the 1999 sci-fi film with Jamie Lee Curtis. Unfortunately not. And now, like, not that we don't want to give props to Jamie Lee Curtis because she deserves every prop that she gets. Also, like, fantastic trans allies, so thanks to Jamie Lee Curtis, not only for being an absolute awesome scream queen, but seemingly a generally decent human being. But let's not forget that Virus also stars Donald Sutherland. Like, this is a double bill. She's not alone on this one. This is Donald Sutherland with, like, a crap Russian accent. Jamie Lee Curtis, certifiable cool person. As far as I know, like, I haven't super followed her career, but I don't, like, much like Marty Friedman, I don't believe she's got any particular shit stuck to her, which we appreciate. Alice! Alice? Wait, what? Why does it say that you're a possible ban evader? What happened? What? Why? You didn't get banned. Yeah, you absolutely can post, but Alice Real Witch, I mean, Twitch, could you stop telling me that this is a possible ban evader? Because I know Alice, and I need you to stop giving me these updates, like, every time she posts. That would be cool. Jeff Bezos has cracked down on her. Jeff Bezos is probably not a fan of Alison Ludo's groundbreaking work on Gemini Movie Podcast. My computer's getting replaced with a better one, so currently I'm on my phone. Okay. Oh, hit stop monitoring. Let me find that button. What? Oh, that's because I'm doing the wrong thing. How do I... Where's the stop monitoring button? I don't want to time out. I don't want to ban. I don't want to delete the message. Those don't do anything. Oh, have I found it? Oh, there we are. Okay, I got it. Yosh! Twitch is a streaming site of all time. Pancakes, you are not wrong. You are not wrong. Twitch is a streaming site of all time. I wouldn't have been able to do it without you, Flopbull, because I would have had no idea that that was even a thing that could be done. Also, I want to do a quick skim. Did I miss somebody dropping in? I don't usually like check the users on the side just because I figure like if y'all are here you'll say hi, but then a lot of people talk and then I'm not sure if somebody has said hi and I've missed it or not. So I won't say any names in case you're just lurking because you are not wanting to interact in chat, but to folks that dropped in, if you're listening and you did say hi and I didn't notice, I hope that you're all doing really great tonight. I hope that life is not giving you any more shit than you feel like you can deal with. And if you didn't say hi because you just want to lurk, please by all means feel like you can lurk. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Yosh. Flopple says, too many people trust me with their streams. I mean, Flopple, honestly, you seem like a pretty trustworthy person. I know that we're still on... I think that we've moved past short acquaintance, but we're still maybe in the realm of mid-term acquaintance, but you've certainly never done anything here that would, like, raise any of my flags. And, you know, Hive speaks highly of you, and that's like a giant... Is a green flag the opposite of red flag? Because I feel like that's not the opposite of red flag, but it should be. Oh, I gotta scroll up. Is it about the... Oh, okay. Hold on. Alice says I can't access my main account on my phone because it's tied to a phone number I don't remember, and that is not the one that I use. So I created the second account. Alice, this is why, like, this is the double bind of whatchamacallit, where you've got like the two-factor authentication, because that's what happened to me. That's why we had to change the channel, because it used to be Risuko_waffles, and now it's Risuko waffles, no underscore, because I did the 2FA on a phone where that number got disconnected for non-payment, and every time I tried to do the verification, it kept on sending the SMS to like that old phone number. And like I tried to contact Twitch about it, and I'm like, yo Twitch, look, I'm really sorry, but I changed my phone number. I can't, like, but this is me. I could give you any other information that you need to confirm that. And they ghosted me. That's the reason, Pancakes. I would have been happy to have my, like, I had to do no underscore for Gmail because for some reason Gmail doesn't accept underscore as a character. But I would have been happy to have had, like, my Twitch and Twitter accounts be the same handle just to make it easier for folks. But, and that's what it was, but then it wasn't. Flopple says, always use Authenticator apps with backups, y'all. There you go. Also, sorry about the small burp there. That was kind of gross. I used dots in my emails instead of underscores. I try not to be like a hipster, but like I'm old enough that like underscore was just like always the thing. Okay, so Pancakes, this is actually so way back in the before when I was streaming, and like it was always like a really small community and we didn't really have too much trouble, and then like I'm gonna assume dude rocked up into my chat and like just started talking about jerking off, and we're like, okay, warning, you know, first off, like, okay, look, Dudemar, that's just like not our mood here. Don't know what you get away with in other places, but like you to stop. Didn't stop. So, you know, I'm the only mod, and I'm want to get this dude gone, and I go to like the mod actions, and the only available thing was like a timeout. There was no ban available, and so I just kept on timing him out until he didn't post anymore. But I kind of thought to myself, like, we've been really lucky, and we've been lucky here too. Like, we haven't really had a lot of random folks like just show up and be assholes. But I was kind of thinking to myself, like, well, you know, what happens if someday like we're like this, like we're not lucky, and some guy or guys comes in and starts being an asshole, and all I can do is time them out. So I moved over to Twitch because Twitch had more robust mod actions at the time. Now, I don't know, because that was what, like, I want to say like 2018, maybe? That sounds about right. So I don't know in the last 4 years, like, if YouTube has expanded their moderation, like what's available for moderation there, but yeah, it was shitty at the time. Twitch isn't perfect, but its mod tools have gotten progressively better and better this year especially. Like, Twitch definitely has its issues, but I do appreciate, like, panels. That's something that I'm really glad is available. I know that we get stitched up sometimes because we've got folks that watch on, like, the PS4, and that doesn't go through Twitch, so they just see the stream. They don't see the panels. But for folks that are watching on devices that like allow them access to the panels, it's really nice to be able to kind of like point people to that information and be like, hey, here's some stuff about our channel, here's some stuff about me, I'd really appreciate if you check that out, and that'll help you know if you feel like you're gonna fit into our like group dynamic. That's super helpful. I like that there's like that big splash image that I can put up with my schedule, even though that schedule is like a year off now, and I need to fix that image with the correct times on it. I have been super lazy on that, so... Alice says, I think you can ban now on YouTube. One would hope. Like, one would definitely hope. Pancakes is definitely completely understandable and valid reasons for switching. Yeah, like, it was just... It was gross. It was just, like, really gross. I didn't like that one bit. We will become large. Our Bone Lord will become large. I've just noticed that the schedule isn't accurate anymore. Yeah, that was, Wait, what happened to our... Where did my card go? Yo, I totally had a strength card that I was shepherding, and now it's gone? What the fuck? And also, I can't go into the bed? What? Did I break the game? Oh, so! What the Oh wait, never mind. No, I'm in the wrong place. Bone is so big. I was in the wrong room. Oh, because we got teleported. Hidunda, I've actually, not with this character, but with other characters, I've actually, like, gotten the sprite so large that it takes up most of the screen. It's amusing, but cumbersome. Alice says, I watched the first episode of that new Del Toro anthology horror show and it was good. Is it good? Because some of the folks that I follow are really looking forward to it. Dogma, you are gonna eat so much shit. The first episode was good. So, like, now, this is maybe a silly question, but that's okay, because, you know, sometimes you need to ask silly questions to get the answers that you want. Is this a deal where Del Toro's actually directing these episodes, or is this, like, Del Toro presents? This song is, like, such a banger. Ridiculon doesn't deserve to have this good of a song in them. Each episode is a different director while Del Toro is the host. Okay, so is that like... Now, like, when Jordan Peele did Twilight Zone, right? And is that kind of the same format? Pancake says, I don't really watch anything outside of anime streams and YouTube, so I have no idea what y'all are talking about. Oh, with the Del Toro stuff? Well, you know, Benicio Del Toro, who played Finster in Usual Suspects, I can't even make this joke work. Like, I feel like, oh, it's one of those jokes that, like, only 90s kids would get. Guillermo del Toro is a kind of horror dark fantasy director who did Pacific Rim, the giant robots fighting giant monsters movie. And he's got a new anthology series. I don't know if it's on, like, streaming or if it's on actual TV, because I don't watch anything besides YouTube either. But apparently it's quite nifty. Oh shit. Did I throw Bone Lord into the soup? That's a problem. Okay. He's doing the stop motion Pinocchio. Yes. Yes. It's a different story every episode, but it's 8 episodes, and, like, every 2 episodes is a different theme. Okay. Pancake says, I was born post-90s, so I wouldn't remember. I'm not allowed to remember. I was not a 90s kid. At least that's how it seems. I mean, that's fair. I mean, technically I was born in the 70s, but I certainly don't remember any of the 70s, because, like, you know, only experienced 2 years of it. Episodes 2 and 3 are about rats. I like rats. I feel like that kid who's like, I like zombies, but honestly, like, I like rats. Rats are pretty fucking awesome. We are gonna die, and we're gonna die because I accidentally dropped my Bone Lord into the soup. And now we're fucked. I may have to not look at chat for a second. So, if you got something that I absolutely must see, I would ask you just to wait, like, a minute. Because this is... Oh, we do have strength. Oh, fuck. That was almost bad. I would like this to not be bad. I would feel pretty darn silly if I died. Okay, don't throw Bone Child into the soup again. That would be deleterious to our long-term health. Okay, we can do this. Hidunda says I'm a 99 baby, so technically a 90s kid. Hidunda, I graduated university in 99. I mean, I know that we've established this fact before. I know that we've talked about this before, but like, it's still just kind of gets me every time. I find it hilarious, not disheartening, but just hilarious. Oh, fudge. Okay, I think we got this. I'm pretty sure, unless we totally fuck this up, that our wannabe Cenobite here has got this, our baby Pinhead. Oh yeah, this is sorted. This is like totally, completely sorted. I don't know what I was panicking for. Whoa! Kill the big hot tub boy.
Then suddenly, the sky
Big hot tub mom, actually. It's a bit hard to catch the detail, although thematically, like, almost all of the major run-ending bosses are interpretations of Isaac's mom. Well, okay, almost all is overstating it, but a number of the major run-ending bosses are interpretations of Isaac's mom. But if you look at the bottom of the sprite, you can see that the beast is wearing mom's dress. Or at least is wearing a dress with the same pattern that you can see when mom stomps on you in the actual mom fight. Big hot tub mommy. You know, it probably shouldn't surprise anybody, but there is a sexy beast mod. Do with that information as you will. But they definitely went all out. Alice says the Mandy director is doing an episode and the girl walks alone. Walks home at night. Walks along to home at night is also doing an episode. I know what. I know what when you're talking about. There's. I don't like. Ellipses can be so hard to read sometimes, Floppable, like, because that could be like the IC of like side-eye disgust, but it could also be like the IC as in this checks a number of boxes for me, and I'm not going to make assumptions. I know that you've mentioned that you're very ace, so that might be discussed, but there's Pancake says there's always some sort of mod for that sort of stuff. Oh yeah, like you're not wrong, Pancakes. And there are definitely some people who are very thirsty about some of the Isaac characters. Thankfully, at least as far as I've run into, that seems to be contained to the bosses. Or maybe it's just that the mods of r/Binding of Isaac are, you know, step on anything that would be kind of gross pretty quickly. Which they may do. r/Binding of Isaac is definitely like... I mean, it's busy enough that the mods probably have their hands full. But... yeah. Yeah. Oh, Quill! What did I miss? What did I miss? Hold on a second. Let me... Quill says, so I've been thinking a lot about my weird happy dreams, and I keep waking up crying happy tears every now and then. It feels a little strange to have to deal with happy dreams causing problems rather than nightmares. I did the big inhalation, and threw both of my pointer fingers up in the air as a precursor to say, like, the fucking mood on that, though, Quill. Like, that is... Wowzers and or Bowsers do I, like, totally and completely get that mood. I... hope that... I'm kind of picking my way through words here, because I don't want it to sound trite. But I hope that you get to a point in your life where your happy dreams can be reflective of something that you feel is obtainable in meat space. And therefore, they're not so bittersweet. But, like, definitely that poignancy is a mood that I get. Flopple says, not quite disgust, more, oh yeah, that's definitely a thing that exists, right. I mean, it's kind of gotta be. Peggy says, I personally find it funny, but I have a horrible sense of humor. Like, I mean, it is funny, Pancakes. Like, it's that, I don't think that is necessarily in and of itself a sign of a horrible sense of humor. And sometimes Rule 34 can get decent character designs when they're not too porny. Like, I have very distinct lines where it's like, okay, you've gone way too far here. But like every now and then you get a character design like, oh yeah, I mean, I don't know if this is strictly Rule 34 or if this is just kind of like getting into Rule 34 territory, but like the whole Bowsette thing that was going on like 2 years ago, some of that was just big ol' thumbs up skis. Flopple says, like, oh yeah, there's some genuinely aesthetic as heck, not safe for work art. Oh yeah, like, absolutely. Even in the not safe for work territory, there's still like a lot of stuff that you can find that's like, no, yeah, that's pretty great art. It's, with me, like, it's, I don't know, like, I find my lines to be, they're very clear, and there's no wiggle room. Like, it's like, oh, I'm comfortable with this, I'm comfortable with this, I'm comfortable with this. Line, I'm super not comfortable anymore. And there's no, like, gray zone there. It's like, here's all the stuff I'm comfortable with, here's the stuff I'm not, and it's like, there's no shading. As well as really cute gay art that happens to be a teensy bit risque. Yeah. You know, and like, Weekend has a teensy bit of risque as a treat. Pancake says, I died laughing earlier when I was asking a friend about Animal Crossing tips, and they said, selling stuff like Nook certified marijuana? So take that however you will. I mean, like, isn't it legal depending on the state? Like, you could do a Nook, a pseudo Nook branded marijuana? In fact, like, having said that, I've got to imagine that it exists already. Tom Nook's a capitalist. Tom Nook is a jackass. He totally tried to cash in on Weed Bros. I bet he'd have his kids sell weed for him. I bet he would. He'd be like, I can trust them not to smoke it. They're children. We are at the hour point. We did get a run completed. So I am gonna take a couple of minute break here just to get a little bit of stretching on and get some water down my throat meats. Oh, he didn't sleep very well. And yes, only pleasant dreams. I'm hoping. Also, that reminds me, because I totally missed something that Quill said, and I want to catch it before I go on break. Quill said, I've been thinking about the "we must imagine Sisyphus happy" quote and wondering what happens when Sisyphus imagines himself happy. I mean, isn't that just Hades? Like, isn't that like a whole thing in Hades? Hey, Tom Nook is a good guy. It's canon he gives 90% of his proceeds to charity and an orphanage. Well, look, I mean, there are definitely people that try to launder reputation through charity because, like, charity is a big, splashy, flashy way of saying, hey, we're good people, without actually having to change problematic behavior. So, and deciding like which charities to give to, and is that money really helping people, like, that's its own big complicated thing. I do in general support the idea of charity, although I think direct donation can be more helpful, at least in the short term, because sometimes like $20 directly to a person who needs $20 can make a huge fucking difference. But the point here is that Nook can be big into charity. He can even support charity, not be like laundering reputation, but actually think charity is a good thing, and still be an asshole. These things are not mutually exclusive. Buttons! Buttons, it is wonderful to see you. I hope that you're doing very, very well tonight. I hope that life is treating you very kindly. I saw your name before, but I didn't want to call your name out while you were still lurking in case you just wanted to kind of chill and lurk. But I'm glad that you said hello so that I could more directly say hello to you. And hope that you're doing well. And also, like, I'm totally gonna go on break in like a minute, cause the bio needs to be bioing. But I'm gonna have my stretch. I'll keep an eye on the chat, because there aren't any mods but me. But I will ask folks, even though I trust y'all, just to not like set the place on fire while I'm gone. And I will be right back. I mean, I want coffee, but would coffee be a good idea? And the answer is distinctly no. I'm not gonna have coffee. Y'all are goofy and I love you for it. Oh. Well, I hope that you have a very wonderful sleep. I hope that your dreams come to some form of equilibrium for you. And that your shift goes very, very nice. Yes, these are the things that I hope for. I'm a simple girl. Just kind of like yelling at the headset. Yosh, we are back. Peggy says, gotta appreciate the decent drop what she's doing, just to run over and say goodnight, respect it. I mean, I'm glad that I caught it. My apartment is small enough that, like, when I get up the stretch, like, literally, I don't, like, really go anywhere. The only really big worry is that, like, somebody says something when I'm actually in the bathroom, and then I miss the conversation as it goes by, but yeah, I'm gonna wish a good night to all y'alls. Also, Buttons, I'm glad that the puppers is giving you a little bit of exercise, and by all means, like, just listening is super cool. I 100% appreciate it. I hope that it was the fun running after the puppers, and not like the, please, dogs, stop doing this terrible thing. I need you to please stop. I've had that experience with kittens, and it's kind of a lot. I mean, not recently, but when I had cats, and when those cats were kittens, yeah, they could be a whole handful. I assume that you stream on a big TV instead of a monitor and can see chat pretty easily, but I still see it as a nice gesture. Well, thank you. I do stream. It's a big TV for me. I don't know if in this modern world if people would find this to be a particularly huge TV, but like it's definitely bigger than anything I thought that I would ever be able to afford. Back in the day when CRTs ruled the land and dinosaurs ruled the earth. Oh, those are my bomb flies. I shouldn't panic as much. It feels like most TVs now are big to slightly big. I mean, mine definitely it's large enough for me. Like, I really don't need my TV to be any bigger than it is. Okay, I do need to watch out for these bomb flies, because they could hurt me. Also, like, even with Crown of Light, our damage is for shit, so I'm kind of worried about this. But even when we were in the bigger apartment, like, Japanese apartments are only so big. Now, that apartment was big enough that I could actually go into the kitchen and not see the TV, but this apartment, this is teeny tiny. This is like, it's not like a micro apartment, but it's pretty small. I do not want poker chip. Poker chip is trash. You keep your gambling. I'm not here for your gambling mechanics. EA. If that's... No, I said I was going to retire that joke because it was shitty. So I am going to retire that joke because it's shitty. We do need to get all the items we possibly can get, because as soon as we take damage, they're all going to get re-rolled, and that would be a problem. Are you a secret room? You are indeed. Pancake says, currently watching on my PS4 and chatting on my phone. My TV is some big flat screen from like probably 2008 that half the buttons don't work on and doesn't even turn on sometimes, so that's fun. My telly is 2009, because I got it the year that I got married. And we used some of the wedding money for that. One of the nice things about Japanese weddings is that people, like, don't give presents, they just give money. And I think that's beautiful. Because, like, what did we need with 52 Tupperware sets? And the answer is nothing. But what did we need with money? And the answer is, like, actually, honestly, a lot of shit. Now, you are supposed to buy presents for people, and what often happens is, like, you'll get a catalog that you can give to people, and basically they pick out any one thing from the catalog that they want, and they get it for free. I don't really know how that works, because we didn't do that, because we were very, very broke. Partially because we paid for the whole damn wedding ourselves. And that's the same with weddings here. Okay. So I guess it's not like a purely Japanesey thing. They do the same thing for funerals too. And it's like, I don't see why you gotta be buying people catalogs for a funeral. That shit's expensive, yo. Funerals, they don't come cheap. Oh! This light is not gonna last. It just keeps on flickering, and I love it. But I think that the apartment is trying to be scary, and it's failing. And I just want to be like, you don't have to try so hard, apartment. My life is scary enough as it is. The only time I see people buy gifts for funerals is alcohol to drop on the grave or to put the bottle near the grave. Well, like, people don't, like, you don't give gifts for funerals, but, like, there's definitely an expectation that you give money. But the family who is hosting the funeral, I guess you'd say, they buy, like, the gift catalog for people. I know that we got some pretty decent stuff for funerals. Pancake says, I know where Alice is from, but I'm a standard US teenager who's never been married before, so I can't say anything about weddings, and I've never been to a wedding. I mean, you're not missing much. I've never found weddings to be particularly enjoyable. They are just kind of a pain in the butt. Never been to a funeral either, and I haven't died yet, so I can't say how the experience is. Well, I would hope that you continue to not die. That would make me happiest, I think. Is if you continued not dying. I've been to a pretty fair number of funerals because there were a lot of blood pressure issues in my family. So I lost like a lot of uncles early. Do the gifts... Oh wait, Button says, wait, just so I'm clear, the hosts give the guests gifts from the catalog. Right, so... Okay, so how it works is like... You rock up to the wedding or the funeral, and... Like, if you are a guest, right? So you rock up to the wedding or the funeral, and you'll hand over an envelope at, like, the reception, and the envelope will have money in it that is based on your relationship to the host. So, like, if you're close family, like parents or, like, siblings, it is usually around 50,000 yen. And then it kind of, like, it goes down and down and down, depending on, like, where you are in relationship. And then, as you're leaving, you'll get, like, a swag bag. And in the swag bag will be this, like usually like some snacks and a, like a catalog, like a gift catalog. And so you'll just fill out the form in the gift catalog, and then you'll get that gift within like a month. Like I said, I don't really know how that works. Like, I guess the hosts contract that out, or whoever is like doing the arrangements for your ceremony contracts that out. But we didn't, like, with our wedding, we basically told the wedding planner, was like, just, we want this space and we want access to your sound equipment, and like, if you can set up the menus, but that's all we really need. And then we did everything else ourselves. Buns asks, so like custom party favors, this sounds wildly expensive. And that's the thing, like, I really don't know what the prices are on those. Like, I feel like the stuff that we got would have cost us between like 3,000 and 4,000 yen if we went out to a shop and bought it. Like, I know we got a pretty nice wall clock. Like, not fancy schmancy, but it was a nice wall clock. And we got, for another wedding, we got a coat rack, which was actually like really good for dresses. And I think we might have got like a cutlery set, because I've been to 2 weddings and 2 funerals here in Japan. So we must have gotten something else and I just forgot all about it. Alice says, my main wedding memory is getting bored by one I was at. So I asked my dad to be in the car till it ended, and I spent 2 hours as a teen alone in the car. Also with a hentai magazine my dad bought for me by accident because he thought it was a kid's comic. Holy shit! Alice, what the fuck? That's like a whole kind of mood. I could see that. I would be, if I was a kid, I would have been very confused by that as well. Pancake says, I enjoy life, so death isn't on my to-do list. Well, it is, but probably try to procrastinate it for another 70 to 90 years. That's good. Pancakes, that's good. And I hope, and I mean this without a trace of jocularity or irony, but I hope that it stays that way. I hope that life doesn't rub the shine off of you, because things can be rough sometimes, but I'm glad that death is not on your to-do list. That makes me very happy to hear. Yeah. I don't know where to go from that, but like I'm glad to hear that. Basically, I'm still kind of like I'm juggling the mood from that, but also the mood from Alice's dad, and it's kind of a lot, honestly. We're getting like shitty friends. I mean, not real life friends, but I mean friends from this item that I'm using. The item in the upper left corner is called Friend Finder, and basically it summons an enemy familiar to help you out until it dies. And some of the this guy right here is really great, but a lot of the enemies are just they're kind of trash. Peggy says, when am I passing in my 80s? That's quite a lengthy life. If I make it another 90 years, I'll be like 170. So by that point, you'd probably be counting the years. Oh my... Okay, I deserve that. I totally deserve taking that damage, but that damage also kind of sucked. Like... I was really liking that run. That was a good run. Eden's gimmick is that every time they take damage, they re-roll all the items that you are currently holding from whatever pool that those items originally came from. So that was, I mean, I guess the last run wasn't that great, but we went a pretty fair ways without taking any damage, and I was kind of proud of that. As for counting the years, considering our differences in age, Pancakes, if you make it to 97, unless medical technology has really gone by leaps and bounds, I don't know that I'm going to be counting anything, because that would make me, like, what? 134? And, I mean, I could be a vampire. I could fuck with that. I could be a vampire. That's gonna be my retirement plan. Is we're gonna go for vampirism. Oh fudge! Darn it! That was not how I wanted that to work. Al said, so here's the thing. I had another scenario that was similar to the one that I posted. Oh god. Hive! Hive, it is wonderful to see you. I hope that you're doing very well tonight. Hope that life is being gentle on you. It's not giving you any more bullshit than you could deal with. I hope that you you enjoyed the Bridget art that I shared with you, because that was fabulous. That Bridget with the back alley weed was everything I wanted and more. Pancake says, honestly, I wouldn't mind being a vampire either, but I would like to die at some point, hopefully peacefully, if you really think about it. Immortality wouldn't be fun. I mean, it probably would drag on after a while. The whole, like, making friends, losing friends, making friends thing, I think would definitely, that would be the sucks. Let me catch up what Alice said before I get to you, Hive. Alice said, because there was a time in a local video rental store where my mother put me in the hentai section because she thought they were cartoons. The video store person kept saying, hey, that's porn. And my porn, my mom, excuse me, I think that second porn was supposed to be my mom. My mom just responded with, but it's cartoons. Alice, that is such a fucking mood. Like, honestly, that is how I got introduced to anime, although not like straight up hentai, but they did have, like, all of the Japanese animation was in the children's section. So Akira was my first anime, and that was like, that was definitely a mood as a child. I don't know how old I was then, but probably not old enough to be watching Akira. I remember really liking the fact that, like, people just get splattered all across the walls. Like, that whole psychic bubble effect, that was so completely my jam. I was very much there for it. Okay, look, sir, I need you to fucking die. Have you ever read the manga? I have. I would like to read it again in English, because I think I'd probably get a lot more out of it. But I have read it, and my Japanese at the time was good enough that I could mostly follow what was going on, although I'm sure that there's a lot of nuance that I missed. It's a lot. Like, the manga is a lot. I do appreciate that Joker, like, the only cool Joker, is actually a fairly hefty character in the manga, because I really liked him. I thought that he was neat. He had a cool visual design. I'm still not entirely sure, because a lot of, like, there are a lot of signifiers that overlap in, especially in, like, 80s manga and 80s animation. But I'm not sure if Joker is meant to be Okinawan or if Joker is meant to be black. But either way, it's pretty cool representation in manga of that time. Because for the most part, like, he's not played as a... Now I feel really goofy given his name, but he's not, like, played as a joke. Like, he's a really cool character in the manga. Also, like, I do want to catch what Hive had mentioned. Hive said, I should be asleep and I've been having complicated thoughts, and I enjoy the art a lot. Hive, I won't ask you to unpack any complicated thoughts, especially at this hour, but my DMs are always open, and I do have tomorrow off, so if you do want to talk about anything, please hit me up, because I'm probably going to be in the house most of the day. And question, would immortality come with eventually rejuvenating cells? Would you have to deal with a perpetual plaque growth in your brain? Well, I mean, you probably wouldn't have to deal with it very long in that case. Because I feel like plaque growth, there's not going to be, like, a lot of brain left. Like, unless we're going with a deal where, like, the body is just a placeholder. Like, it's not... Your functions as self are not actually connected to the body. Now, you would still want cell regeneration, because, like, otherwise all the damage that you take over time is going to be reflected, and you're going to have to live with it forever, but, if the you who is you is not, like, harmed by the brain plaque, then I guess you could just have an empty noggin. Like, honestly, in that case, I would just scoop the brain out, and I would like make it into a nest for rats, and then periodically, like, I would wear a hat so that the rats would stay in there, all, like, cozy in the skull, and then I would periodically take the hat off, and the rats would pop out, and they would just scamper, like, just cute scampery little scamperers, and that would be awesome. Hive says no respect for the Joker who's afraid of the IRS because the apparatus of the state is oftentimes the true villain. Is there a version of the Joker who's afraid of the IRS? Because that doesn't seem like a thing. Peggy says, my very first anime was the new Doraemon, like, years ago. My first anime knowing was My Hero in 2018, and the anime that got me into watching more anime was K-On! In 2021. I've heard really good things about K-On! I've heard that is definitely a jam. Hive says, does immortality mean perpetual continuity of self, or does it mean perpetual functioning of me? For myself personally, I'm going with continuity of self, but mostly because I've got very complicated feelings about my meat, and generally I don't hope it to be perpetual. Like, that would be the big thing about, like, if a vampire rocked up today and said, hey, would you like to be a vampire, but it's the World of Darkness style vampire? And I'd have to be like, could you hook me up with a couple procedures before that happens? Or do you know someone who's got, like, vicissitude at maybe rank 3? I'm not sure, like, flesh crafting is rank 1 vicissitude, bone crafting is rank 2, I think? Or it might be like flesh crafting is rank 2 and bone crafting is 3, and rank 1 is like, you can make minor alterations on your own body, but not other people's. It's been like a long time since I've read through the Storyteller's Guide to the Sabbat. Or wait, was that the Player's Guide to the Sabbat? Shit. At least I can't have a car accident this time. Hive says, and if immortality means perpetual continuity of self, does it come with a secondary perpetual continuity of healing? Because if you are perpetually continuing self in a body that continues to break down, it would be messy. I mean, that's like, that's Shadow's wife's gig in American Gods, if I remember correctly. Although not as vampire, and it does sound like it kind of sucks. Flipping back to Pancakes on a completely different timeline, apparently. K-On! Is absolutely amazing. It's a series where you watch 5 girls be lazy and sing occasionally, but you're bawling your eyes out watching the last episode. At least that was my experience. Now, I mean, I am not against that. And I know that people have, in the same vein, recommended Uticum to me. And I kind of feel like, well, I don't think the girls in Super Cub are lazy. I kind of have the feeling that they're the exact opposite of lazy, but maybe hitting some of the same notes. Wait, what? I missed something from you, Alice. Give me 2 seconds. Let me catch that. Alice says, my first anime was probably Heidi Girl of the Alps. Oh! Right! The girl in the wheelchair who stops needing to use her wheelchair because the Swiss air is so good that it makes you able to walk again. That's a yikes. That's a big yikes. I remember this is from Pancakes. I remember 2 friends kept talking about it and I was curious, and then it was like my whole personality for a while. It sounds like it resonated with you quite deeply, and I think that is pretty cool. I am... Ooh. I don't want to lose that in case we take damage, so I am gonna... Gosh darn it. That's not what I wanted to do. I'm gonna leave that there for the moment. Yeah, I'm not gonna throw any shade on people finding a thing that works for them. Especially because it seems like it's kind of opened up a door into a broader category of things that you like. And that's definitely cool. To find something that's like not just, oh well, this is a one-off and I like this one thing and it's really neat, but then not really going any deeper with that. Alice says 19th century European nationalism books, it's a time. Yeah, like I kind of have the feeling that Heidi of the Alps is not unique in that sense. But it's still a yikes. It's still definitely a yikes. This run, folks, I am here to tell you, this run is kind of like, it's kind of sucking a butt. It's not going where we need it to be. Okay, I want that. I'm gonna get that, but I'm not gonna keep it. Because what we're gonna do, this is gonna be neat. Pancake says, did resonate well with me. I'm currently in a Bleach phase. Finished the original anime, and it became my favorite series. Now, Pancakes, just as like a word of warning, because people told me this dozens of times, and I never listened to them. With the Bleach, right? So you may feel like the sign of Bleach really working is that your scalp starts to hurt. But really all that's doing is just fucking up your hair and is probably like actually damaging your scalp. So just following the directions on the back of the package, and if it says like 20 minutes, 20 minutes is good. You don't need to prove that you're like a big tough NB kid by keeping that bleach in there for like an hour. It's still gonna be all good. Take it from someone who knows and who will still make this mistake because she's just a total goofball. Also, just to catch up on Hive, Hive did mention that Jurassic Park has been their personality for 29 years, and you know, I gotta respect the dedication there, Hive. I've absolutely gotta respect the dedication. Wait. I'm glad, Pancakes. Very glad. Oh my god, Dice Shard is not a card anymore? Game, you have... I cancel you, game. That's not cool. That's not cool at all. Fine. Wait, what did I miss from Alice? The anime turns down basically most of the yikes stuff, so them keeping the wheelchair scene is a time. Okay. I know there was like... Shit, what company was that? There was a company that had like Heidi of the Alps parody commercials using the original animations and voice actors. So that's basically the entirety of my experience of the show. Apparently it's really quite funny if you have any background with it. Peggy says, my sense of humor is literally that, just a super detailed, unrelated thing that's somehow related. I love that as a joke for whatever reason. I'm glad. I'm very glad. Alice says, I know Heidi and Anne of Green Gables are big in Japan. They are, and I have no idea why. But they super are. The number of students I had who told me that they were just like big time Anne of Green Gables fans, and I just kind of looked at them like, for fucking real though? What? Why? I grew up with Mr. Science Theater pancakes, so like tangentially related weird humor is definitely that's a big part of my youth. I don't have the timing to pull it off as well as I would like, but yeah, that's where I'm at. This why does this eat and run have to suck so bad? 'Cause it does. Like we have not. I know Eden is tough, but like we've not gotten anything that's really clicked. It's kind of a pain in the butt. Eden, you are being a pain in the butt. Pancakes, did we did we ever recommend a YouTuber named Hazel to you? I feel like we might have done, but I don't remember because my memory is for trash. But I know that she does a lot of anime deep dives, although I don't know that they would be. I do not believe that they're related to LBP. Or at least I've never had any indication. Well, that she is related to LBP. I think she is definitely a she. Because I know someone like that. That would be wild. And not impossible. Just that, like, I don't know. She does really good anime deep dives, particularly like of eras that I'm familiar with more. Also like a lot of queer rep in her videos and kind of talking about her experiences being queer, which is really cool because I don't feel like I get to watch like a lot of queer creators whose work is informed by that, but isn't that, like, speaking about queerness specifically. So I find that she's very neat. She's also got, like, this total ASMR voice, and that's a whole thing. Like, sometimes it's just nice to have an ASMR voice in your life for a couple of hours. I was just watching the Elfin Lead video today! Hive! Hive! Are you looking at my search history? She does a lot of research. Like, a lot of research. What was the gag manga one? Cause now I feel like I've watched all her stuff, but I don't, like, it's not ringing a bell. Is that Hibiki? I do not know this Hibiki of which you speak. Oh, we've got Chaos. I like Chaos. I'm a fan. Not Hibaki. Stop, Hibari-kun. Wait, what? What? Wait, like, you've got like 3 different series that you've listed here. Please, Alice. You know how easily I get lost? You can't do this to me. I mean, you totally can do this to me, but like, still, I'm confused. Oh, I should totally actually put the channel link in the chat. Also, this run is so slow, I might actually have to take a bio break, and I hate that. Oh god, bombs. This run is just awful. This run is dog turds. Why you gotta be like this, game? It is indeed Stop Hibari-kun. Have I watched that video? Shonen Jump manga from the 80s about a trans woman. Is this the one where, like, aliens just make the character into a woman and the character's like, yeah, this is totally cool, I'm gonna run with it, and everybody's like, yeah, that's totally cool, let's run with it? No. Okay. Then I'm even more confused. But that's okay. I love confusion. I hate to take a short break before the end of the run, but I've really got to take a short break because I had coffee and then I had 2 cups of water and then yeah. So I'll be back. I'll be back in a second. Alright, sorry about that. Didn't mean to drop off so quickly. A lot of Hazel's earlier videos seem to be privated also. Huh. That's really weird. And I echo this statement that I hope she's okay. Let me just pull up the channel. God, my computer is so slow. I mean... Oh, you know what? But, she has mentioned in videos before that she was really not happy with her presentation in her earlier videos. I think she said that her drip game was for shit. I'm gonna assume that drip game is like her sense of fashion, so... So it just might be like, now that she's been doing it for a while, and she's kind of got a format that she likes, that's just kind of... That's what she wants to present, which makes a lot of sense. Like, I could definitely see that. It's kind of like, I remember I used to have the Amazing Colossal Episode Guide, talking about MST3K again, and you know, they had a bit of a Q&A in there, and they had mentioned, like, a lot of people would always ask them, like, will you ever release the KMTA episodes? Because the KMTA was like where MST3K actually started, like pre-season 1 MST3K, and they're like, will you ever release those episodes on VHS? Because this was when dinosaurs roamed the earth and VHS was the thing. And they're like, no, it would be like Picasso releasing, you know, his grade school art. It's terrible, and we've evolved what we've done so much since then, so it just would be an embarrassment. I missed something from Pancakes. So, Pancakes says you should all check out Summoning Salt. Their speedrun documentaries are really fun. Speedruns are a massive hobby of mine, and I really enjoy it. It's worth a shot for a way to pass time. Okay, I will keep that in mind. Now, Pancakes, thinking about Summoning Salt and like the kind of content that they make. No, I don't want to say content. I hate that word. The kind of videos that they make. Like, their presentation style is it something where it's highly, like, focused on the technical stuff? The nuts and bolts of speedrunning? Or is it more like just kind of talking while they play? Or, like, is it crunch or is it fluff? Because me, I'm kind of farther down on the fluff end of things as far as, like, the technical side of games. Also, as I know, I asked Dan Olsen about some of his early work that I remember watching on Blip TV, and he was confused why I was even interested in that stuff. That's fair. It gets pretty detailed. They're a former speedrunner themselves. I might give them a watch just to see if they click, but I don't know if that's precisely where I'm at in, like, what I want in the background on things. Because I find, like, a lot of really technical speedrun stuff, just, it completely goes over my head. I highly recommend Super Mario Brothers: The Human Limits. All right, then I will use that as the tester. Man, my throat has been just for absolute garbage recently. I know it's because I'm smoking like way too fucking much, but I still kind of hate it. Alice is actually very good. He never put out that stuff again, since one of them was an interview with a person that he did not know at the time, but who is like a big open turf. Oh, gross. That's... I mean, it's not necessarily on Olsen to have known that, but like, yeah, I'm pretty glad that that video is lost. Oh, I see what the problem is. I've got Ocular Rift. I couldn't figure out, like, why the hell my bombs weren't going anywhere. Oh, I hate that, Hive. I hate that. I saw the whole de-escalation thing, and that just is wowzers and or Bowsers, but not in any kind of good way. Did I watch Jacob Geller's video on... Now I can't remember. I feel like Geller's like very hit and missy with me, and I don't know why. Like, he's very thorough in what he does. Like, he doesn't seem disingenuous about his points. He's like generally got an easy listening voice, which is pretty important. But I don't know, like, sometimes, like, I can really sit down with his stuff and listen to it for a while, And other times it's like, I cannot. I cannot deal with this dude, and I do not know why. I think it doesn't 100% help that he looks like a youth pastor from Central Casting, and that's not his fault. That's not his fault, but he does. Let me back up a little bit. Reminder that Modern Warfare 1, the remake thing, blamed evil Russians for an actual war crime in real life. I remember that, Alice. That's like one of the few things that I know about Modern Warfare. It details the history, the runners, which people... Oh, this is Pancakes about Mario Brothers. History of the runners, which people did which records and techniques first, who optimized them, and how soon SBR will reach a point where the game will be so optimized that they have almost got close to TAS times. That's pretty wild, honestly. Now, Buttons, I'm not like 100% sure, just because like I missed when you said that comment. Are you referring to you feel the same way that I feel about Geller, or you feel the same way that we all feel about Modern Warfare? Either of which are valid answers, by the way. Like, I just want to make sure I'm responding to the right thing. I highly encourage everybody here to watch a TAS speedrun of your favorite game, since TAS runs are super fun to watch. I don't know if I've ever watched a TAS run. Like, I know what TAS is. Oh, what you said about Geller. Okay. Gotcha. I feel kind of bad, like, because he seems like a decent enough person. Like, as far as I know, he doesn't have any shit on him. He puts the work in. Like, I can appreciate all that stuff, but just something like sometimes I don't jive with him. And it's not even like on a video basis. Like, I'll go back and watch a video that I've stopped watching for some reason. I'll be like, oh yeah, this is fine. So I don't know. Maybe it's the youth pastor thing. And that would be really shitty, and I hope that's not the case, but it might be. And that happens sometimes. Sometimes you need a bearded white man to podcast mode about things. That is true. That is true. But like, okay, but Hive, like, there are beards and then there are beards. Like, there's a wide range of beards, and some beards are just like, he's got, okay, this is so shitty, and I want to pause, and I want to be extremely clear that this is purely a visual distinction and bears no impingement on Geller's character. Not even the implication. But he has a Matt Walsh beard. Like, that's his beard archetype. And that's kind of fucked up. His episode on Ape Out will forever be an easy watch for me, though. Ape Out? Like, what is Ape Out? I have no idea what that is. Clearly it's not ape shit, because ape shit is garbage. To be honest, I don't know if this is a fair criticism, but sometimes I feel like suddenly too aware of how he's trying to make his audience feel, and I get emotionally pulled away because I feel weirdly manipulated, and that might be a problem. That might be a me problem to clear. I mean, maybe? I can definitely, like... I don't know if I've gotten that vibe off him, but that also might be just that, like, I haven't watched his Fear videos, which I think... I have the feeling, like, if there's going to be any videos that are going to be hinging on emotional manipulation, I kind of feel like those would be the ones where it would be most clear. But if that's a vibe that you're getting, I could definitely see why that might turn you off. Let me catch Pancakes really quick. Pancakes, have a wonderful night. Congratulations again on your discovery. And we look forward to hanging out with you again soon. But yes. Yes. Good job. What did I miss? I missed the thing. Okay, I saw what Buttons had mentioned, and Hive says, see above where... Hold on. I actually have to, like, look at what Hive has said, because I'm not going to be able to catch it. See above where I said what I did about his affectations and presentation getting away sometimes. Okay. Okay, so you're definitely not, you're not alone on that, read Buttons. But what I was going to say is, like, seeing the strings on emotional manipulation, I think can definitely be off-putting. Especially when the emotional manipulation is, like, effective. And I remember, I think I've mentioned this before, but, like, I have a really big thing personally about presentations of family and happiness in media, like, particularly 90s media. Like, the kind of families that, like, Married with Children and The Simpsons were kind of speaking against, but that still were definitely, like, within the pop culture zeitgeist at that time. Kind of because of my own emotional pulling back from my family as I became more depressed, and the fact that, like, my family was, as much as I think that they tried to do the best job, my parents tried to do the best job that they could with me, they were both, like, very, very busy, and there were just, like, a lot of things that they missed, and I think that I resented that, but, like, I never felt like I had the happy family experience that TV was telling me I was supposed to have. And as I got older, like, as a child, those type of sitcoms or those types of commercials would actually drive me to tears, and I didn't know why. But, like, as I got older and I could see the strings and, like, how they were setting up situations to present things and manipulate the audience, and, like, I resented it very deeply because of the reaction I had as a kid to that type of stuff. Like, I felt like my chain was being jerked around, and I loathed that. So yeah, like, I could definitely see that being a reaction. I definitely went too far into that, so let me come back to what Hive had mentioned. It's like the YouTube video essay equivalent of podcasts, of the podcast lore, which is probably a niche parallel to draw. Wait, lore, like the guy that did Brunching Shuttlecocks? He had a podcast? I don't know how I feel about that. Because Brunching Shuttlecocks was kind of weird back in the day. They had that, like, little widget for your homepage, Weather and Hell, which was amazing. But then they also had like Porn Star or My Little Pony, so I don't know how I feel about it. It's funny how Jacob Geller is like lore and Noah Caldwell. I can never pronounce Gervais. Like it's the same as the comedian guy's name, right? And I just do not know how to pronounce that. I hate it. It's like the folklore podcast of the myths and legends. I don't want to say it's a failure of your metaphor. I think it's far more a failure of my experience hive. But I have no idea what you're talking about. I hate it. Like I don't like to be that kid, but I'm totally gotta be that kid. Oh, Alice, what did I miss from you? Oh God, what have I gotten here? Modern Warfare. So, a friend of mine played that Modern Warfare reboot, and the game's truly vile. There's a level where you play a Muslim who is one of the good ones, defending London being invaded by evil Eastern Europeans, which... Twitch, why is it like so hard to scroll with you? Invaded by evil Eastern Europeans trying to invade London, which... There's so much to unpack with that. I mean, I feel like I've seen a little bit, of the Modern War reboot in like videos dealing with the topic, and it sounds like a whole fucking mess. Like that's one of the ones where it's very like hard man making hard decisions game. Call of Duty is a true nightmare series. I mean, it's definitely a series that we're never gonna stream. I think that I am pretty happy in never streaming it. Oh, I hate that. Floppable. That's very gross. The lot to unpack stuff is the point. Like, when you say that, Floppable, do you mean like we're trying to make a statement point? Or like we agree with this point? Okay. Once Alice had said that, I kind of figured that that's where you were driving at. And yeah, that's really gross. It's a machine for American imperialism. So it's like Amnesia. It's a machine for pigs. That, I feel like I could have structured that joke better. Like, that, I could have done something better with that. One of the characters you play as specifically says that the rules of engagement prevented him from being able to stop suicide bombers from committing a terrorist attack, and that if he was allowed to just go in and kill people proactively, the world would be better. I saw that. Like, I think that is like the specific thing that people who I have seen talk about Modern Warfare talk about, and that's fucked up. Like, that's extremely fucked up. And yet, they'll still, like, sit there and say, oh, but it's not political? And it's like, how... I realize that the whole thing about if you don't see the politics is because they are your politics, but, like... I mean, just even a scintillion of media literacy there. Flobbles isn't that's how we got started on this merry little primrose path that we're on at the moment, Flopple. Like, the whole point guns at civilians to de-escalate things, which, like, oh no, you're all good. You're, like, super all good. Do not worry about it one bit. But yeah, like, what? There's just, like, so much there. Like, first off, it doesn't. Like, pointing a gun at somebody just doesn't de-escalate anything. But why would you be, aside from like the clear propaganda that it is, like, why would you want that message? Why would you want to promote that message that, like, this is a good method to de-escalate things? Because then there's the hand-in-hand message that, like, if it doesn't de-escalate things, that it's the victim's fault, which is a message that the American public already is pretty well down with and needs to be less down with. Alice says, for Cold War, they hired as an advisor a so-called exile from the Soviet Union that is a conspiracy quack that believes communists killed JFK. Wow. That's like, there is no part, I feel like, of this series that is not a lot. Like, it's like fractally bad. It's like every bad thing contains a map of itself. Hive says the fun thing is that if you take this reboot in conversation with the trilogy it's a reboot of, it's kind of hilarious that Modern Warfare reboot draws the line at chemical warfare when Modern Warfare 3 has one of the characters use chemical weapons to advance interrogate someone with. Well, but okay, so but like Hive, clearly, if it's targeted use of chemical weapons on just like one person, then it's totally hunky-dory, right? It's the indiscriminate nature of the chemical weapons, which is completely different from the indiscriminate nature of, say, carpet bombing, which is totes okay. Carpet bombing, definitely okay. Mustard gas, though. Mustard gas is grody. Okay, so it's the grody factor that's doing the thing. Also, as a friend of mine did a good point, I had a good point that the reason a lot of people say COD is not propaganda, or fudge, Twitch, why you gotta be like that? Like, Twitch is shite. Twitch is honestly shite. A friend of mine had a point that the reason a lot of people say Call of Duty is not propaganda, or why some critics of it don't go farther, is like Americans are taught to see propaganda as evil posters, and like Nightmare Dystopia, it's all in 1984. It's never the ways in which American propaganda works. It's never how it's normalized to be openly a military or ex-military in America, which is the point, because you can see it's only those bad people that do propaganda, not America. I mean, oh, I see where you're getting here. I see where you're getting at, and I do, at least to some extent, agree. Like, the way propaganda tends to be framed in, like, American media, it's very much in that, like, Nazi Germany, Stalinist Russia, like, big, obvious, bold, I was gonna say obvious twice in the same sentence, but, like, big, super obvious, like, yeah, like, 1984 style imagery. And I think that there's definitely, like, if media doesn't match that, then it's not seen as propaganda. But also, I kind of feel like, and this at least sometimes I think is something that we can fall into the same habit with, where, like, propaganda is the stuff that we don't agree with. Like, we don't see, as you're saying, like, propaganda in a wider sense. So I think that there's definitely folks who wouldn't see Call of Duty as propaganda, who would see, for example, the new Gundam as propaganda for positive representations of queerness. Well, hopefully positive, but at least strong representations of queerness, where they would recognize that, or they would call that out as propaganda. So, and even though, like, that's clearly not in the 1984, Nazi Germany mold, but, like, they'd be like, oh, well, that's propaganda. I feel like I missed a couple of things, so let me go back. Got that. Flobble says there's one good moment in Spec Ops The Line. You're confronted by civilians, and by that point you're kind of conditioned to just shoot them. So you do, except you have the option as a player to fire into the air instead of at those civilians. You just don't. It's one of the few moments where the game's point really comes across as a real gameplay mechanic. Hold on, let me make sure I'm reading this correctly. Like, are you saying that you as a player have the option to shoot up, and the game would reflect that choice, but most players don't shoot up because we're expected to shoot the civilians? Or are you saying that they give you the option to shoot up, but the game itself, even if you choose the option to shoot up, the game itself will shoot the civilians? Like that the option and what is presented are mismatching? Okay, so you can shoot up and the civilians don't have to die. Okay. I should have... You know what? Let me take this as kind of a note in my brain. When asking a question of chat, don't ask two options. Ask one option that can be answered with a yes or no. Because folks will answer midway through the question, and it won't be their fault, but you will still be confused. The you here is me. Yes. Okay, so people just shoot. Gotcha. Now I'm 100% on the trolley. Alice says to me, my real issue is less the open fascists because fascists going to fascists is just how COD is normalized amongst people who are like not open fascists. How so much of it just passes by people who are even vaguely aware of American imperialism. Well, that's kind of like the thing. It's like that aspects of fascism, or I think that we could see this even more clearly in systemic racism, where like aspects of it are so normalized that people don't register it as being racist. Like, it's just the system working and being like, and supportive of the system because the system is the system, and you'd be like, well, but the system itself is racist. But that we're conditioned to see racism as this, like, bed sheets and M-bombs, and it's definitely that. Like, that is racism, yes, of course, but it's all this other little shit that feeds into systems. And that is unrecognized. And COD is kind of doing that with fascism as well. Hi says, use the character as the option shoot away the civilians, shoot away from the civilians, and civilians will scatter, but the cutscene ends in a way... The cutscene ends in a way that it aims you at the civilian and asks you to take action. Okay, so, like, the framing is... Because you're coming out of the cutscene, the framing is shoot the civilians. But you do have the option not to. But all of the, I guess, quote-unquote cinematic language there is saying shoot the civilians. So most players just take the shoot the civilians option. Don't give us the option for giving a mathematician's answer either. I will try not to. I will try to I'll try to be clearer in my questions so that none of us is confused. Because I've done that in the past. I know I've done that in the past, but this is the first time where like I've really caught, hey, that's a thing that I don't want to do anymore. So, gotcha. Oh, and yeah, Oliver Stone was working with the Modern Warfare folks. I remember you mentioning that in the past, and that's like super fucked up. Hive says it's an option that's not communicated to you because it's in conversation with the player about how games are framed and asks us to solve problems. Gotcha. Okay. I'm going to take like a really quick break here because I want to get some water in me because I can feel like the tongue drying out and that's like not great. I don't have to work tomorrow, so we are going to be able to get one more full run in before the end of the stream. But yeah, let me get my stretching in. Hive, I know it's late for you. Can I ask you at the very least just to stick around long enough for me to get back from my break? If you do need to go to bed, like don't feel like you gotta stay up, but right, I'm gonna make it really, really quick. Alright, I'm gonna have my cigarette with my headphones on just in case you do feel like you need to crash out. That's not me like shooing you away, by the way, Hive. Like, it just I didn't want you to feel like you were obligated if you were starting to get tired. No, I think I'm trying to work out by this is a side point. We don't need to leave the Call of Duty discussion by all means. Like we can continue on that, but while I'm thinking about it, I've been trying to work out by average prices. And I think today between 11 o'clock when the shop opened and 2 p.m. when we stopped being busy, so that's 3 hours, I think we had like 100 customers. So that's about like 33, give or take, an hour. And the shop's only got 15 seats. So we were basically filling and emptying the shop twice an hour for 3 hours straight. That's a lot. I was just like, it was so busy, I didn't get a chance to make like any curry. My boss was just like, okay, I just stick on the backup because we gotta get like these folks sorted. But I don't think I stopped moving the entire shift. It was definitely a lot. I could have done without that. I could have done without the implications of what that means for like the whole COVID thing, because that's not over. And there were a lot of tourists. Not a fan of those. Sorry, I got like I got totally distracted for a second. I was kind of thinking about I skimmed through the first part of your complicated thought hive. I I want to noodle on it some, which is not to say I find fault with it, but I want to make sure I grasp all of it. So I might save that for as far as like a chat discussion, because I think that could be a pretty decent chat discussion, but I might save that for Monday's stream, just because it might be a bit much for an LBP stream. I think we might get some mileage out of that in a stream where we're less likely to have like 10-year-olds show up. But I think that you've definitely got... I think there's something there. There's absolutely something there. It's not something for an LBP stream. I mean, it's like... It's not. I don't think that the topic itself is inappropriate. I think the complexity of the topic might be just more than like a random LBP viewer might be able to grapple with. But it's a good crunchy topic. Like, it's something for a dream stream. Oh my god. Hive. I mean, the dream streams are always like chaos energy and cursed though. We might do a dream stream. Oh shoot. Monday is going to be LBP because it's Halloween. The official content uses swear words, so we know it's more mature. I kind of hate that. I have feelings about, like, where Media Molecule is and, like, where they're going. I don't really know. But it just seems kind of... Sometimes their direction seems kind of weird coming from LBP and Tearaway. Like, I can get the desire to be... to try to present more maturely. And I think that, like, Tearaway touches a little bit sometimes on more mature themes in a accessible way for younger players, but like I don't know, it just feels kind of like, because of the nature of dreams, that they jumped from this relatively fluffy image with LBP into like, well, we're just stream Greenlight now. Yes, like there is definitely a big mood with that. I do get that a lot. And it's kind of weird because, like, yes, you can. The Dreams is robust. And you can do a lot with Dreams. And I feel like there are... I mean, the proprietary nature of it does kind of fuck up the equation a little bit, but I do feel like there's a little sleeping being done on, you know, the power in that engine. But also, I do feel like it's a bit like the converse of that statement, where LVP and Tearaway are like crafts, and therefore not real art. And I kind of call bullshit on that. Even if I just limited it to, like, music, the music that people have made on LBP is a whole thing. I do appreciate that you expanded on your thoughts, by the way. And I'm gonna take a bit of chewing on that, definitely. LBP felt more like playtime with its skeuomorphic design and papercraft and toyetic textures and models. Yeah, and you're not wrong, but I don't think that there needs to be such a sharp distinction between play and art making. And I feel like there should be strong conversation between those two things. Skeuomorph is... I have to check out skeuomorph because I am uncultured, honestly, and I did not know that word. Skeuomorph is a derivative object that retains ornamental design cues from structures that were necessary in the original. Skeuomorphs are typically used to make something new feel familiar, an effort to speed understanding and acclimation. I like that. Skeuomorph is... that might be my new favorite word. That's a fabulous word. Art can be play, yes. And I think that even in serious art, like, I think that for the creator, there should be an element of play in art. The Notes app looked like an actual notebook. Yes. Buttons, like, the difference between arts and crafts feels both, to me, personally, feels both arbitrary, totally bullshit, and very much like haughty. I feel like haughty is the word that I want. Like, very much like a looking down the nose. Like, looking, for example, at, I mean, at, like, prison art, where, you know, a lot of that art is quote-unquote craft. Like, it's things that are made with materials that prisoners had on hand. A lot of it is self-taught. And there's a lot of beauty in it. There's a lot of, like, complexity and detail, but it's like, it's not recognized as art qua art. And I think that's a load of bullshit. Alice's Dreams and Little Big Planet's create modes are complicated because they're both used to make some very good art, but the creators are barred from being paid. I mean, there's that as well. Like, the proprietary aspect of both LBP and Dreams is, like, it's definitely a thing, and that does... Oh, I did not want to replay this run. Like, but fuck it, why don't we? Crafts seems like it's relegated to children, women, and outsider art. Yes! Hive, yes. Button says I have a BFA, and I honestly came away from it really understanding that fine art is art made for other artists, not for, like, communicating, and that bothered me a lot. That's interesting. I don't have, like, the depth of knowledge or experience to really speak to that, but that idea that, like, fine art isn't for general folks, but specifically for artists, and I'm gonna assume that in that statement that is meant, like, trained artists. Hive says it's one thing if the creators elect not to be paid, it's another thing entirely when the mechanism of creation precludes you from being paid. Yes. Yes, there is that. Also that... because I'm not... I mean... The pay side of it... I feel is definitely a thing, and is a thing that should be addressed. But... the archive side of it, like, that's what fucks me, Hive. Like, because it's impossible, it's, well, not impossible, but it's near impossible, particularly with most people's level of digital skills, to actually archive anything in LBP. And when the servers went down, like, we lost so much stuff. And that really gets my goat. Like, super duper gets my goat. It's one of the few things that makes me almost want to put up my old videos, even though they're videos from the before. Because, like, some of those levels, even, like, now are just gone. Because the creators, we only have... I think if you were creating in every game, I think you might have a max of 60 levels. Because 20 for each game. But, like, if you only came to it in LBP3, you can only publish 20 levels. And some creators are way more prolific than that. So they'll take levels down. And those levels are just gone. There's no record of them anywhere. I missed something that you said about English teachers. I want to come back to that. Fine art sounds like novels and poems written specifically for... Ah, gotcha. Gotcha. And Hive, continuing, it also locks you into a mode of production that prevents you from branching out to other tools. Oh, shit! I wasn't paying attention and I didn't take the item. I am such a goof. That's my fault. That sucks. That does also suck, yes. Wait, there's a certain somebody that I could name as an example. An example of not branching out, or an example of somebody who's not writing to English teachers? Because the example I was thinking of was Stephen King. As much of a shitheel as he is, but, like... That's basically his career. A big chunk of that was like, I want to write this shit, and I want to write it even more because English teachers tell me it sucks. An example of not having the confidence to branch out. Wait, who are we talking about? Is this somebody that we know? Also, it's a thing that happens with any creative mode. Mario Maker 1 and 2 are also examples of this. Lots of levels almost as good as any Mario game, but big company Nintendo doesn't want to pay creators. Gotcha. Oh shit, yeah. Oh fuck. No, you're absolutely right. And I was being a little fuck, actually. I was like, oh, are they talking about me? Now I feel kind of bad. But you're right. You're right. Although, I mean, Cronus at least is branching into drawing? Painting? I'm not sure what it's called when it's digital. Maybe both? So there is that. Oh, I hate this. Oh, come on! We have encouraged Kronos to try other engines because he did express an interest in making interactive media after LBP. Yes, this is true. Someday, perhaps. Hopefully. I'm just glad that Kronos is doing something creative that seems to make him pretty happy. But he's got a really good brain for level design. It would be neat to see him do something with that. I might see if he's interested in Gdevelop. I believe it has visual scripting. Is visual scripting like the LBP stuff? I feel like that phrase is familiar to me. Really though? Really? Yes, using logic nodes and etc. Okay. I tell you what, like, LBP, they banged it out of the park with their microchip designs. Like, the way they set that whole thing up to make logic accessible, because I wouldn't be able to do any of the stuff that I do if I had to code it. Oh shit. Oh fudge. God darn it. This run is off to a spectacular start. Like, really, honestly, it's off the chump. I deserve what I get. Like, I should have known that Eden was gonna be cursed. Because I was talking about how much I like playing Eden, and I do like playing Eden. I need this kitchen light to keep flickering like this because it's absolutely fucking badass. Kitchen light, could you just keep that shit up? Also, because, like, I don't want to steal the kitchen light, because that seems like it would just be a pain. Ooh, Eden's Blessing. I am a fan. Oh my gosh. I actually feel sleepy and it feels delicious. That feels like a weird way to put it, but it does. Champion Pestilence, like, you ain't got shit. Why are you even fucking with me? Bandage, get. Asha. Oh, buggery. But maybe it's okay if this run, like, if this run falls apart, I'll be okay with that. It will give the chance to, like, actually go to bed at a semi-reasonable hour, and that'll be good. Okay, but I don't want the run to fall apart right now. I think I need it to survive just a little bit longer. I've been playing, like, Nier Automata and trying to get the plat, and probably going to bed, not like super late, but maybe a bit later than I really need to. Also, I hate farming for items. I think it's total bullshit. And it's kind of killed my urge to play Nier Replicant. Because I have to imagine that Nier Replicant's gonna pull the same bullshit. And I hate that. Oh, I have no bombs! That game, you suck. Like, I don't wanna farm materials to get these items up to their 4th form and shit, just so I get an ending. But I do want to get the plat, and I've only got, like, I've only got the 2 things needed for it. Wait, what? The thing with Taro Gacha game, Sino Alice? Wait, I've heard of that game, but I don't think I remembered that it was Yoko Taro. I didn't just buy the trophies from the NPC sells them. So, okay, so here's the thing, Floppable. There's this part of my brain meats that's like, I can get these trophies, like it's within my power to do so, and therefore I just want to do it. And that's kind of senseless. But like, it's the same reason why I got the platinum in Fallout 3, even though I fucking hated Fallout 3. It was like, it was within my power to do so. Also, I was going through some really bad times when I played Fallout 3, so I needed the distraction. But the Yoko Taro gacha game where Yoko Taro acts as a human monkey's paw? What the heck? Alice says it's going out of service soon, so they're gonna put out a final clip that ends the game story for players that did everything, and once you watch that ending clip, you're forever logged out of the game. Sure. So wait. Let me hold this. I wanna check, make sure I've got this. Like, when you say that the servers are going down, would you still be able to play the game in offline mode? If you didn't, like, I'm kind of confused. I'm just kind of thinking, like, well, if the servers go down, then what does it matter if, like, it erases your file? Wait, gacha games are always online. I'm so confused. It's being shut down. Okay, so then the whole, like, you lose your whole file thing, you're logged out forever? Isn't that kind of a nothing burger? Clearly we're getting close to the 3-hour point because, like, I'm not, and this is not the fault of anybody explaining things, like, this is just purely my brain meats are in the oh, I can't think anymore mode. It just feels kind of like in Taiwan is being shut down, so the ending. Oh fudge! Oh, okay, I get it. Now I get it. Floppable, thank you. Thank you. The ending on their own terms is that's like what connects. Honestly, I'm 100% fine with this run just being poop. That's okay. I feel like we got more mileage out of conversation tonight than we did from the game, and I'm okay with that. 'Cause honestly, like, I got 4,000 hours in Isaac. I'm pretty sure we're close to 4,000 hours now, and that's not an exaggeration. So if it's getting all chewy with stuff, or having a silent Isaac stream, like, I would definitely rather get chewy with stuff. But not Chewbacca. what a Wookiee. Orf, 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 orf. Speaking of like weird Yoko Taro bullshit to dump in a game, so I beat the spoilers for DLC coming up. I beat the DLC for Automata, and it's just like 3 arena battles. Like, I mean, there's like 6 stages to the arena battles, but like they're just arenas. They're actually kind of fun. Like the arenas were actually kind of fun. I like them. They got a little bit of story that goes along with them. It's all cool. But then, like, you beat the 3rd one. I didn't fight the CEOs because I only was able to clear like the 6 basic ranks, but then you've got like the special ranks after those, and I think the CEOs are after rank S in one of them, and I'm stuck on rank S because like all the enemies are 130, like level 130. But I might actually like put in the effort to fight the CEOs because that does sound funny. But like once you finish the 3rd one, you get a mail notification, and it's like another set of secret coordinates. And so you go to the secret coordinates, and it's like secret basement underneath the amusement park, and you play through this section as like one of the robots, and it's actually the robot in one of the weapons stories. It's like Plato something something. I forget the name. I forget the number, but he's having a bad day. He's like has to do combat testing, and it goes terribly, and he has to do like running, jumping testing, and that goes bad. And then apparently like he just goes on a rampage off screen and destroys a bunch of robots, which leads to the robots developing a fear of dolls because this Play-Doh robot was protecting dolls, and so now the robots just want to destroy any dolls that they find. And then at the end of that revelation section, it just cuts to like a music video, and the video is like a nightmare doll factory that's just destroying dolls. It's very like early 90s Manson video, but with better color grading. Amazarashi song. It's like, I mean, it's really weird. I was in I've been in a weird spot like the last couple of days. Today's been better. I've felt much better today. But like the last couple of days have been really weird, and like it was very unexpected. And it's like, on one hand, it's very much a thing that's up my alley. Like, I'm very down with that kind of imagery. I'm very down with that, like, the factory setting and all the industrial machinery and things getting busted up and dolls getting busted up, and like it's all that. It's like really cool. And like then like a voice pops up in the back of my head and is like, "Hey, isn't doll like a slang for trans woman?" Like I know, like legitimately, like that's nothing that was in the mind of the creators when they put that video together. It's way too obscure, but like I was like, oh yeah, now I feel weird. Now I feel kind of weird about this. So I know that was like a totally me thing, but I don't know. Your reward, but the problem is like Alice. The secondary problem with this is like, I don't think it's widely used, and I feel like it's AAV maybe, or maybe black queer slang, like not broader slang. I've definitely heard it used before. I've heard it seen it. I shouldn't say heard it, 'cause mostly on Twitter. But like I've seen that used before, but I don't know if it's like widely known, widely accepted. I don't think it makes you ignorant by any means. To go back to Alice's point, the problem is like the visuals of the music video are very industrial metal. The song is very not. Like, the song is fine. It's fine. I guess. That's basically my feeling about the song, is like, I guess it's fine. It definitely, like, that video could have used a better song, I feel like. It could have used a song that, like, better fit with the visuals, but, I mean, the lyrics do. The lyrics work, but, like, the song itself is just not... It's just J-pop. It's not even, like, Visual K. Alright. This was a nice night. I gotta say. I feel bad for not streaming. Like, I don't feel bad. I know that, you know, sometimes taking a night off for mental health is important. I appreciate the fact that, like, everybody's cool with it. And everybody has been cool with it when it's happened in the past. But at the same time, it's always... like, I don't know. I like spending this time with y'all, and it's this balance of, like, it's very good, it's very stabilizing to spend time with you. It helps me a lot. I'm always worried about saying that because I don't want people to feel beholden for my mental health. But I do think I want to recognize and to show my appreciation for that. But then there's like that tension where sometimes like you just don't have the spoons to be social. And I know I can be really snippy when I'm in a really bad space. But worse, like I know I can be really dark. And it's not dishonest. It's not like darkness just to be edgy, but it's also like not where I'm at all the time. And I don't want to bring that energy into my streaming. Self-care is good. Self-care is very good, and it's hard to do sometimes. There's a lot of juggling there, but yeah, I wanted to say that I appreciate everyone's understanding, and I appreciate that everybody's here. I'll tell you what, when I was delighted and surprised in the best possible sense that when I had to take like a pretty chunky break, partially for mental health, but partially because I had to sell my PlayStation 4, and folks were here when I came back, and that I really don't have words for how much that meant. Like, that is a lot. That was a lot of a lot. So, yeah. Yeah. But it was Hive, it was like it was more than I could allow myself to hope for at the time. Yeah. but probably gonna maybe gonna have a nice cry after the stream. That's okay. It did. It was like a family reunion that didn't suck or have racist uncles. Like, yeah. Yeah. And y'all did that. Like, the reason it doesn't suck and the reason we don't have racist uncles is because of all of us. So, you know. It's a lot. But I'm gonna put a bit of a bow. Oh, jeez, Hive, no, please. I'm gonna sleep tonight, and then when I wake up tomorrow, I'm gonna read through your stuff because I am very interested in what you got to say. I read like that first. I feel like I read the lead. Is that what it's called in an article? Like the hook? I read like the hook sentence and I was like, yeah, there's something to that. There's something to that. I want to see where they're going with this. But right. The lead. Good. Or the lead. I know it's pronounced lead, but I want to pronounce it lead. Schedules. Tonight is Thursday, which is shocking. Which means tomorrow's going to be LBP. I think we're just going to be doodling around. I'm gonna try to find some ghost-tacular levels for Monday being Halloween, and maybe we'll do like shitpost levels like Sonic.exe and Jeff the Killer, because I know there's like tons of those. Which means like, I don't know, like maybe Friday, like next Friday will be something not LBP, just so that we don't have 2 LBP streams in 1 week. We might do Dreams, because I have heard that the Land of Lost streams that they dropped is supposedly really quite good. And it is like MM content, so that might be kind of like a cool thing. But yes, co-signing what Hive says. Take care of yourselves. Don't beat yourselves up if you're going through a rough patch, because we're all going through them, and the world is kind of custom designed to have nested rough patches right now. So, like, yeah, things get hard, and it's okay. You're not shit because of that. I mean that in the you're not shit as shit being a bad thing, and like, you ain't shit. Well, you ain't shit would also be a bad thing. Right. Right, but it would be a bad thing with a different nuance. Yes. Wait. I've got myself mixed up. You're still good. That's what I want to say. But drink your water. Nested rough. It is though. It is, because that's honestly like where we're at. Drink all the water that you need. Please eat at least one thing a day. Even if it's trash, just to have something in your body. And if you got medications, take them according to schedule, or as close to it as your executive function allows you to do. But please do remember that you've touched somebody's life. Lots of people's lives. And there are people, not just me, who want you to have your best life. And want that sincerely. So remember that if you're going through a time. Because it helps. But that does it for us here at This Go About. So from me, Risco, here in Tokyo, to all of you out there, wherever you may happen to be, thank you, arigato, sayonara, see you, and ciao.